What's up, YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back, and today we'll be hunting a $100 box of nickels that I picked up from, I believe it was a Wells Fargo that I don't go to very often. I open all my nickel boxes at the bank because I get so many brand new boxes of nickels. Even like today, I get 2021s, 2022s, 2023s, full boxes to this day, even though those nickels came out a long time ago. So we always open those at the bank. We're going to be hunting these for all kinds of cool stuff, basically looking for V-nickels, war nickels, which are 35% silver, buffalo nickels, and any kind of oddity, error, or variety, as well as trying to fill up our albums. So with that, let's jump into it. Okay, well, before we jump into these nickels, I did want to call your attention to this Whitman Jefferson nickel album from 1938 to 2003. If you've been following my channel, you've seen me talk about this book a lot. I've hunted a whole lot of boxes of nickels, and I am still missing a handful of the same nickels. Now, to keep things easy, I've gone ahead and done a little cheat sheet here of the dates I need, the mint marks I need, and the mintages, and you'll see I'm missing a lot of those war nickels. Now, I have all these from purchases. I just haven't found them through box hunts. That 1950D is also elusive. I believe that is a key date. And then I'm missing a lot of the proofs once proofs were introduced. This book, I don't plan on getting them all, but any proof we find is going to be a win. Now, the other thing I want to bring your attention to is we do use the Strike It Rich with Pocket Change book to look for a lot of the errors and varieties that could be worth money. And I have my own list in the description down below that has the things that I'm looking for as well. Some aren't even in this book, which is pretty cool. The other big thing we're looking for is Henning nickels, which were fake nickels from a couple of different years, and we'll talk about those if we happen to find some nickels from those years. And we'll be bringing you in for any nickel between 1938 and 1959, and obviously anything earlier. Something else you may need if you are hunting nickels is some sort of digital microscope, which I've got links to the two scopes I recommend in the description down below if you're looking for one, and I've got my link out to this book on Amazon if you need a good search book for anything from pennies all the way up to Ike dollars and Sacagawea dollars. So this is a fantastic resource if you need it. So, okay, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into these rolls, and I will bring you in at our first find. Well, it's tough to tell, but we're into roll number 2, and we're about a third of the way through the roll, and we've got our first 50s nickel of the hunt. We've got ourselves a 1954. Looks like a Denver, and I'm just looking at my cheat sheet here. The 1954 Denver does have a repunched mint mark or an over mint mark or something wrong with the mint mark, according to the list. Taking a quick look here, though. Not seeing anything too spectacular about it. While I have you in here, as I was spreading them out, I had another one that looked kind of old, and I've already checked ahead because it jumped out at me as being pretty ancient there. We've got ourselves a 1940, looks like a Denver, and there is no special DDO, DDR, or anything like that here, but we got our first 40s and our first 50s of the hunt. So very same roll. Down here towards the very end, maybe 10 from the end, we've got a gorgeous looking 1956. Definitely going to look at this as a book upgrade or check it for a book upgrade. We've got ourselves a 1956D, and there is a repunched mint mark on that 56D. It's not worth a whole lot, but let's see if we can get, I'm zoomed way in to see these mint marks. All right, again, not seeing anything there. So we're getting here into roll number 9. Rolls haven't been great, but we're on our next find, a 1957. Let's check it out. It is a Denver, and he'll go right up here with our 54, our 56, and now we got a 57. So we're almost done getting through roll number 15, and we're on our next find. It is another 50s, actually the last year we're looking for. In really good shape here, we got a 1959 Denver. I think the 59 Philly has a DDR, but let's check this one anyway. It presents itself here in the bottom of the word pluribus like the 1963. You'd see some strong doubling in there, but not on this coin. So we just got into roll number 16, and we've come across another oldie, but this one's in really good shape for its age. We got ourselves a 1948, and while the color's a little off and we've got some green on it, it actually looks pretty spectacular. And if you look at the reverse, just the detail in the building and the windows and even in the steps, it's a 1948D. This is a gorgeous nickel. Likely an upgrade to my albums. We'll definitely be checking that out. I'm trying to find my little cheat sheet here, but this is gorgeous. Let's take a look at the steps and see if we got full steps, because this is a really nice looking coin. Okay, well, it's not full steps, but at least you can still see steps. And a lot of coins from the 40s, that's just a worn flat nub. So this is a really nice looking nickel. So like I said, we'll set this aside. It's a 40s find, and it's likely an upgrade for my album. So we're up on roll number, what is this, like 22, I think? Give or take, roll 22. We've got our next find. We've got ourselves a 1948. Looks like we got a Philly here, and that's going to go with the 48 we've already found. And as I was bringing in the camera to show you guys this one, I actually saw another one poking out here. We've got ourselves a 1949. Again, not a bad looking coin. 1949 Philly. We'll kind of just set that there near the 48s and keep on hunting. So very same roll, just a few coins later, we've come across our oldest nickel of the hunt, and I haven't found one of these in a good long while. This is a 1939. Looks like we've got a Philly here. And let me look real quick. The 39, I can't remember if it's the Philly or the Denver, is a key date. The 39D and 39S is a key date, so we don't have either one of those. We've got the 39 Philly, which is all right, but I believe there's also a double die reverse on this in Monticello and 5 cents. Let's have a look under the scope just to see what we have here. And I am not seeing anything. Doesn't look overly thick. Don't see any real doubling going on there, so nothing to speak of here, other than we found a nice older nickel. And there was another one that was poking out like last time as I was getting the camera. I missed it. You guys might have caught it last time I had the camera down, but we got ourselves a 1953 Philly. All right, that's another 50s for the board. We're going to keep on hunting. Actually, as I was about to move on, I looked at my cheat sheet, and the 53 is a year that would be a Henning nickel. And for those of you that don't know, a Henning nickel is basically a nickel that was faked. It would be in the years 39, 44, 46, 47, and 53. And we have a 39 we can check as well. Typically, you can tell if it's a Henning nickel and it's been faked by the weight, which I've already got my scale out here. And they would weigh more than 4.9, maybe 5 grams. The other way, so they should weigh more, like 5.3 or 5.4. The other way is you'll find a telltale sign in the bottom of the R, and I'm going to put this under the scope just to show you. This is what a regular R looks like. So this is the regular one. The faked one, there's actually a hole in the R right there. Let's check my 39 just to be sure, and we'll weigh that here in just a second too. So no hole there. Let's check the weight on this guy. There's my 39, and we are at 4.9. So no Henning nickels. I can't say the word Henning nickels for me. We are all the way up here on roll number 40. We've gone quite a long ways between finds, but we've got ourselves another one. It looks like it is a 1953. This one came up obverse facing, so it was easy to see. Haven't seen the mint mark yet. And honestly, when I first saw it, I thought it was a 1955. But let's see what we got. We have a 1953S, San Francisco. So I don't get a lot of San Francisco nickel, so we'll definitely be checking our album to see if this is an upgrade. We just cracked into roll number 41, and I was spreading it out, and something jumped out at me that's not supposed to be there. See if you see it. Where'd it go? There it is. Our first foreign on the hunt. We've got ourselves a 1999 Beaver nickel from Canada. There's good old Queen Elizabeth right there on the front. Bringing you in here at roll number 47, and we're just a little ways into this roll, but we've got our next find. We've got a 1940s. We've got a little gunk or something on the front. Otherwise, would have been a decent looking nickel. And it looks like we've got ourselves a Philly. All right, well, we're into roll number 50, and I'm bringing you in for what is likely the last find, seeing how we only have 4 nickels left, but we've come across another 1953. I believe that's the second one on the box. Maybe the third. I've kind of lost track here. But we got another 1953D. I don't believe there's a mint mark issue on this one. I know 53 is a potential Hennig nickel year. So let's check that R. No loop in the R either. So anyway, one more 1953 for the board, and we'll bring you in here in just a second for a wrap-up. So that wraps up the hunt, and I want to get through all of our finds, and you'll see that I have my book out here. Now, I did come across a couple of upgrades. I'm not going to show punching them down because they're just upgrades. We're not actually filling any holes. So let's start down here on the left. We've got our 1999 Canadian beaver nickel with Queen Elizabeth on it. We did get one 1939 checked to be a Hennig nickel and checked for that DDO and DDR. Didn't have it. We had a couple of 40s, we had a couple of 48s, and we had a couple of 1949. So in a $100 box, not bad when it comes to your older nickels, especially considering this box was just loaded with kind of like 2010 through 2023 nickels. In the 50s, we had some 53s. We had 3 of them. We had a 54, a 56, a 57, and a 59. Now, again, all the nickels that fell into those Hennig years, we did check, and unfortunately, we still haven't found one. Maybe one day I'll get lucky and find it. Now, when it comes to upgrades, I did pull this Bullion in 1964. Believe it or not, mine in the book is nicer looking than this. We got a few more little bag marks on this one than the one I have in my book. Now, all 3 of these will be upgrades. We got ourselves a 1977 in pretty darn good looking shape. We even have a little step action on the back. We got a really nice looking 1984 Denver. Now, none of these are just gorgeous like mint state coins, or I'd say high mint state coins, but they are upgrades. So I'm happy to have them, and we'll punch them down. And we got ourselves a 1986 Denver that will also go in the book. So all in all, not an unsuccessful hunt. So I did enjoy this one. Now, we did unfortunately not find any war nickels. We didn't find any V nickels or buffalo nickels, but that happens. I know typically for me, I only find a war nickel in maybe every other box or maybe every third box, and buffaloes are about the same. Depending on where you live, the age of the community around you, how often nickels get moved around the banking system, your finds may vary. But here in the city of Atlanta, we get a lot of new coins, so this is not a bad little result. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, let me know by dropping down below and leaving me a comment. And while you're down there, make sure you click on that like button. Every like I get helps this video get seen by more people. If you're new to the channel, or even if you're a returning viewer and you haven't taken the time to click on that subscribe button, make sure you do. Again, the more interaction we have on these videos, the bigger the audience gets, and I'd really appreciate that. So if you are new, make sure you click on that subscribe button and click on that little bell and select all, so you get notified each and every time I do release a new video. I'd really appreciate that. Special shout out to our channel members. We did pick up one new one here recently, so you'll find your name in the little scrolling list here. Thank you guys for being members of the channel and donating each and every month. I greatly appreciate it. With that, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing all right. I got a box of quarters to do, and I did pick up some halves today that I've got some silver enders, so I'm excited to get into them. So with that, you guys take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.